The next step that we're going to do is we're going to start doing the detailed route, and for this I'm going to show you, I'm going to take two sections which I'm going to do very high level detail, and then the rest of the days I'm going to do less detail, because the great thing about this type of route planning is that I can basically keep on adding on to the detail of the route. It's online, I can just quickly go, and I actually like doing that. I'll do the basic route, and a couple of days later I'll go in and I'll start dragging those little nodes and get more detail. So for now, just so that we can complete the route, I'm going to show you this section here from Stekelerville into Baviaans. And then, remember I said I want to demonstrate two things. The first one is how to do really high level detail on your route, and then the next thing is someone gave me a route, a friend of mine gave me a route that said if you go into Baviaans, there's a route that goes through Humansdorp. It's quite it's not well known, it's very off the beaten track, but he's given me the route and I actually want to include that, so I'm going to show you how to include someone else's route into your plan. So let's just do this. First thing is I'm going to Stekelerville. I've got my black line there, which is my high level route, but they're a little bit in the way, so I'm just going to turn day one and the high level off so that I can see. And what I want to do is on the left hand side here I've got my Makadat and H-span camping sites, but I want to go from Stekelerville to Patenzi through this area that I've been told that's really cool, and then go camp there. It might be a little bit too long, but let's quickly have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to create a new layer, which is now let's call it the off-road days. I'm actually going to, let's click on that and we say the off-road days. And those off-road days are actually my days all the way at the bottom of the trip before I head back on the highway back again. So I'm going to click on off-road days, click on it, make sure I select the layer. I'm not going to import, I'm going to draw a line. So I'm going to draw my first line. And again, you do a high level, so it's really easy. Go from Stekelerville, I want to go to Patenzi, and I want to go to my campsite. And I'm going to press enter. I'm going to call this this is now day 3, because we've got day 1 and day 2. And I'm going to save this, and I am going to change the color. I like to have the different days, different colors. It makes it a lot easier when you're on a GPS to sort of identify once you get into it. There we go. I'm just going to, I just close the dialog boxes, but you will see the line is still in edit mode. It's got its little nodes, so I can click and drag the nodes. It also has these line dividers to create more points in between, and there we go. So at the moment, this line, if I click on it, it shows me is 170 kilometers, which is still doable. But let's do, because I know there's a really cool route I want to do here, so I'm going to zoom in. I'm not going to do this bottom section for now, so I'm going to zoom in here. We're going to start off the morning in Stekelerville, and I'm going to follow the dirt roads, which is basically there. And I want to show you a really cool trick is that if you get, as a high level, I'm going to put that there. If I zoomed out, I can see the white line, but the problem is if you're on a motorbike and you're navigating, you actually need quite a lot of detail. You don't need detail where the roads are straight or sort of there aren't turnoffs, but as soon as there's a significant turnoff, I tend you need to show which direction to go, because if you don't show on your line on your GPS which direction to go, you almost have to choose a route and then go down that line, and it might be wrong and you have to come back and choose a different one. So if I see an intersection, I make sure that I change my route, that it shows me I'm going to go change direction. Now here's a very good example. There's a little intersection, so my next click is over here, which is too far. It's not enough detail. So what I'll do is I'll take my node and I'll put it on that intersection. I'll even zoom in. So once I get to this intersection, I'm going to have to decide left or right. But what I'll do is I'll take my line and I'll make sure that it changes direction. So if I reach that point, it's quite easy on the GPS to see you're going to turn right, because remember we're coming down from the top. So whenever there's an intersection that I think might confuse me, I'll make sure that I put the node on that intersection. Okay, there we go. Then on this portion, I'm basically going to turn right there and go down, do this as a little off-road. This is still farm area. Now we're going to get into some off-roading, because as I zoom in, I hope the resolution of the screen shows it. As I zoom in, there's a little thinner path. Now this is the path that I was told is really great, and it starts at, it obviously goes off-road. If I want to see how mountainous it is, it's quite easy. I go to my base map and I can show satellite view, and there we go. So on the satellite view I can see, this becomes a really small track. It sort of goes over the mountain there. It goes through what this is called Rivier. There and this, I remember, I remember now we've done this route. It goes up this little mountain here. I want to maybe see what the terrain looks like, so I'll change my base map into the terrain view, like that. If I zoom out, the terrain view is unfortunately a bit light, so you can't see the white lines, but I can see there, if I look at my screen, we're starting to hit mountains here, and this is going to be a really technical track. Okay, so let's add on that track. I'm going to go back there to my navigation, and now what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to pull my line to wherever there's a significant sort of turn. You'll see if I zoom, this area going through the Rivier seems to be quite ziggy-zaggy, but there aren't any turn-offs, which means that I don't really need to show all the detail by dragging my line too many times. But you can have up to 2,000 points on a line, so I mean you can do quite a lot of detail here. This river crossing might be dodgy. I'm not sure what it looks like, so I can go over to my satellite view, just sort of have a look. It looks like a low water bridge. Yeah, I think it's a low water bridge, but I might need to indicate just if someone else. Oh, there's a guest a campsite there. That's interesting. So I might want to put a point of interest there, like let's say it's a lookout point. So I'll go to my points of interest, go to my pin, drop my pin there. Let's say it's a be careful. Oh no, what something better is water crossing. Water crossing. I don't know if that's one word or 2 words. We'll see. I go to water. Let's see what icons they have for water. There we go. Sports and recreation, water, not a tap. There we go. And let's make it sort of pinkish to show that there's a water crossing there. Okay, so you can see I'm still on my satellite. I'm going to just go back to my base camp, my base view, and I'm going to follow this route with a little bit more detail. Just click on the line to go into edit again. It's going to cross there, go over the mountain. There we've got a T-junction with the main route, so I definitely want to show, once we get to the T-junction, I'm going to turn right. So I'm going to just make sure my line goes right, so that if I hit it, I know which direction to do. Up there, and then I'm hitting Patenzi main road. I can go in for fuel, and then we're heading out again, and we're going to ride Bobby Hans itself. And there we go. Let's put it like that. And there's the wilderness, where you sign in and you pay your wilderness fee card. Okay, there we're really into Bobby Hans Kloof, which is great. Okay, my one concern is I'm not sure if this is because this route is actually getting, this is 200 kilometers of quite heavy off-roading, going through this section, so I think the days are a little bit too long here. I'm gonna look for a different campsite. I think there's a campsite once we get through here. It's called Kruger or something. So let's see, Kruger Corp. There we go. There's a bush camp. Google will also show you places nearby first, which is great. I'm not sure where it is. Let's have a look. I'm going to add it to my map. Now, just for interest sake, you'll see I've added it to the map, but I was still on the off-road day. So now, accidentally, I've added on a point of interest on the wrong layer, because I like my point of interest together. And I'm going to show you now how you can move that as well. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to make it a campsite. My campsites are orange. There we go. I'm going to zoom out. My route goes past this campsite. There it is. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take my route. I'm going to delete these points, that point. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to move the points actually for now. There we go. Delete that point. If I click with the right mouse button, it deletes the point. Zoom out, and I'm going to put my final point on this campsite. and just move the other ones. Okay, this seems like a really good day's riding for day 1. Day 3, I'm sorry about that. If I click on it, how far are we? Okay, we're 123 kilometers. That as an off-road day seems to be quite good. I'm going to add this on from state level. We're going to go to Baviance camping. Can't remember how far that was. That was 123 kilometers, and add on 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. We're on that. Go back there. Okay, there's day 3 done and dusted for now. Now, someone said, while I'm in Baviance, do this other route. So what I want to do is I want to import this route from this friend and see if we can ride this. I'm also later on going to show you on Google Earth how we can see this route going over the mountains, which is really cool. Before we do that, I just want to clean up. You'll remember I said that this campsite, I was on this off-road days layer by the time I did this pin. And I want to just move the pin up. So the great thing about maps is you can click on this, hold it, and drag it to the layer that you want. So now all my points of interest are together again, which is great. So you can move layers, and you can move items in layers. Okay, so let's do the next one. I now want to import this friend's map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. Go to add layer. It's going to add a layer, and you'll see when you get a new layer, it's only with the new layer. So remember, if you're looking for the import function, it's only on the new layer. So on the new layer, it says import. So I'm going to import the file that he gave me. I think it was a KML, but you see the files that you can do, CSV, Excel, KML, or GPX. I'm going to select the file. I know it's under my downloads. There we go, extra loop. This was the one that he gave. It's a KMZ file. It's going to import it. It's busy loading on the left, and let's see what this looks like. Okay, I'm just zooming in again. There we go, this gray one. There we go, that gray one. So it's a little bit difficult to see, so I'm going to make it, let's say we make it light green. Now let's make it dark blue. Make the line a little bit thicker. And that is 212 kilometers. So that, I think that makes for a wonderful day. Day 4. I see I've actually called it day 4 already, so otherwise I would have just clicked on it. So what I'm going to do is it's going to start there. I remember the friend said, and then we're going to go back to Humansdorp this way around. No, this is clockwise. Humansdorp up here, and we're going to start doing off-roading there. And this is the portion that becomes a little bit dodgy, because my friend said he hasn't ridden this, but he knows it's quite a good route. If I go to my terrain map, you'll see it actually covers massive mountainous terrain. So I'm going to go do a little bit more detail a little bit later, and I'll show you guys how we can track and follow this route on Google Earth to see if we might get into trouble. But what's great about this little loop, he said, it's a full day's riding, and we can basically go clockwise back into the campsite. Great day 4. Once I've imported this is one of the off-road days, so I'll actually want to drag day 4 into the off-road days, just so that my off-road days are together again. And technically I don't need the extra loop day layer anymore, so I'll just delete that layer. Okay, so there we've got day 4. Now I'm not going to do more detail, but I'm going to complete my whole route and my itinerary to make sure that we've got our overall route, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to do details. For this loop, I want to update my spreadsheet. It's 214 Ks. Let's call it the Baviance loop. And the camping, we're gonna say just say loop. And was it 213 or 14? 214. Okay. 214. There we go. And from there on, I'm now going to do the rest of the day. So I'm not going to do too much detail on the rest of the days. The rest of my days, I think we're going to camp at Angie's G-Spot. So I'm going to go to off-road days, click my line tool. It's camping there. I'm probably going to go past this campsite, that one. At this intersection, I'm going to go south to stay off-road until I hit the N9, the highway. And again, now I want to move my map. I'll just hover my mouse onto the side, sort of push the map down, and I'm going to camp at Angie's G-Spot. Okay, there we go. That is day 6, I think. go. And I'm just going to change, I'll move that. Going to change, let's make this color like a purplish, make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to draw it, we're going to go through Uniondale, go there. This is the pass into Angie's. Angie's G-spot is in the Vlucht. Fantastic little spot. Unfortunately, Angie herself passed away earlier this year, which is sad. But okay, there we go. I'm just talking you guys through while I'm sort of, you'll see I'm not doing too much detail, but interest sake, while I'm browsing, you'll see coming out of Baviaans here on the right hand side, we're going to hit this R323 road, but there's an intersection that clearly turns up, and I want to turn left. So I'm going to make sure my line goes onto the intersection, and I'm just going to draw an extra spot pushing the line south. So if I drive with my motorbike and I get to this section, I can see on the display there's a clear turn left, and I won't get lost there. It's just a little technique to indicate wherever there's a sharp turn and you think you might get confused. This one as well, although the road already turns there. Okay, not going to go to too much detail. That is day oh sorry, it's day 5 actually. So let's just go there, gonna edit. That is day 5. And just want to double check that my spreadsheet is also showing day 5. There we go, the loop. And we're going to go to the wrist. I've got enough detail in to show me the distance. The distance is 167. It's not too long. 167. There we go. Now let's do the rest of the days with not too much detail. From the wrist, we actually want to go into the Hell and camp there. So I'm going to go onto my off-road days. I'm going to select my line tool. Then we're going to go from Angie's. If I zoom in, I'm basically planning my route as we're going along. I'm going to go there to the N9, but I'm not going to go back up for this dirt road. I'm going to continue with the N9, then jump off-road. There, go up to, oh, there's the wrist. I want to remember we want to have coffee at the wrist there in the main street. Really a couple of fantastic coffee places there. I'm going to go there, onto the road, go to the wrist. Now, if I move my map on again, there's a dirt road I want to take to the Congo Caves to get onto the route to get into the Hell. And just so that you guys know, I know the Hell, so I know the route in and out, and I know how to get in. So I've educated myself on the route I'm taking so that I don't get lost. Go there, and there we're going to camp in the Hell. There we go. Okay, this is day 6, and I'm just going to change it. Let's choose a different color. I like doing sort of the harsher color so that it's easy to identify. It's 176. The wrist to the Hell, and 176. Interesting, the previous day was 167. Okay, there we go. Then we want to basically go to the dam as well. I know for a fact from the previous trip, if you go out of the Hell, you have to basically go around Carlitsdorp and then up into Seweweekspoort Pass, and then you turn into the reserve. So I'm going to do that as the next day. I'm going to choose my line drawing. I'm going to go from the campsite back out. I'm not going to click on exactly the same points, otherwise I can't really see the split. And then there at this intersection, we're going to take this dirt road into Carlitsdorp. This is a fantastic windy road, passes the dam. Carlitsdorp. There used to be a lady in Carlitsdorp called the Rose of the Karoo, and unfortunately I heard that she also passed away. And then there the turn off to Seweweekspoort. We're going to go through the mountains up there, and I think the turn off is somewhere here. Oh, there we go. I almost clicked on it. Okay, this is the off-road to get to the dam, the dam camping site. There, and because it was already done as a point of interest, it's actually now quite easy to identify. And there we go. Chip. This is my day 7. And let's choose the color. That looks very similar to the other one. I'm gonna rather just do this what's in maroon, and there we go. Okay, I'm quickly gonna do the rest of them, and then I'll get back to you guys and we'll do the rest of the days.